Tom Hanks is one of the most popular people in the world, so naturally, people overanalyze everything the guy says, does, or seems like. One of these things happened just yesterday, when a video of the actor went viral where he had visibly shaky hands on stage during a film premiere. In today's video, we're talking about the fans' outrage over Tom's health because of that video. Let's get started. First up, Tom Hanks at the Elvis launch. Tom Hanks was in Australia just last week for the premiere of his new film, Elvis, and just yesterday, a clip of the legendary actor on stage went viral, where he appears to struggle to keep a steady hold on the microphone. His hands are visibly trembling while he's talking to the crowd. In the newly released footage, which was recorded on June 4th, Tom moves the mic back and forth between his shaking hands. At many points, he even attempts to hold the device with both hands as the audience cheered him on. Aw, Tom. All this time, Tom didn't make a single mention of his very obvious tremor as he kept on talking, while the audience laughed and applauded his witty comments about the film. We really hope Tom Hanks is okay and it was nothing serious. Now, let's discuss Tom's health over the years. The 65-year-old film star went public with his type 2 diabetes diagnosis 9 years ago. Tom revealed his serious health condition on The Late Show with David Letterman in 2013. He said that he went to his doctor, who told him that the high blood sugar numbers that he'd been dealing with since the age of 36 had graduated and he had type 2 diabetes. We're not sure that's funny, but hey, if Tom Hanks was okay with it, who are we to say anything? Tom has a history of gaining and losing weight for his films. For 1992's A League of Their Own, the actor put on 30 pounds to play a baseball manager. 8 years later, for his role in Castaway, he reportedly lost more than 50 pounds. Yeah, that can't possibly have been good for his health. According to the CBS News medical contributor, his fluctuating weight could have played a role in the actor's diagnosis. She revealed that dramatic weight gain and loss completely mess up the body's equilibrium, and it can predispose people to such diseases. Hey, no film role can be worth that, right? At the time, Tom confirmed his condition was controllable with a careful diet and some exercise, but it seems Tom Hanks wasn't too careful with his diet. Tom revealed that he was a total idiot when it came to self-care. This confession came in 2016 in an interview with Radio Times. He said that he was part of the lazy American generation that blindly kept dancing through the party and was now suffering the consequences. Don't be too hard on yourself. The much-loved actor stated that he ignored medical advice and chose to stick to his somewhat harmful lifestyle, and he thought that's what led to his type 2 diabetes diagnosis. He said he didn't do enough as the doctor suggested and assumed just removing the buns from his cheeseburgers would be enough, but it turned out that it wasn't. He was asked to try and bring down his weight, but the actor felt like that wasn't possible. And now, fans chime in. As the video from last week went viral, fans all across the internet decided to speak about it. Most fans were concerned about his health and just wished him well. Nobody from the Hanks team has commented on the incident, but that didn't stop some fans. There's been a lot of international speculation about his health. We have to say that doing so is entirely inappropriate, considering all this is completely unverified as of now. But let's be honest, when has social media ever cared about basic decency? One fan commented that the actor did seem like he'd aged all of a sudden and lost weight. Another suggested that his declining health possibly points towards Parkinson's. Not only is that entirely baseless, but also, why would you even say that? Some Facebook users commented that it could just be nerves. It happens to the best of us. A Twitter user tweeted that he's diabetic, and this happens to her mom too when she gets low blood sugar levels. Many other users seem to agree with her. Of course, this also brought in some conspiracy theorists. Many users on Twitter claimed that he had shaky hands due to the COVID-19 vaccine. Tom Hanks was one of the first celebrities to test positive for COVID-19 at the start of the pandemic in 2020 while he was filming Elvis in Australia. These bizarre and false claims are very irresponsible, and all they do is just further spread misinformation. People have got to be more careful with what they're saying online. Yikes. Thankfully, there were quite a few sane people as well. They commented that it wasn't right to theorize about someone's health, and everybody just needed to wait to hear from Tom's team. And we have to say we agree. We truly hope that Tom's doing okay and he's taking good care of himself. Hopefully, this incident was no cause for concern for him and his family. That's all about Tom Hanks' fans' outrage over the actor's health after a viral video. Now, let's move on to some other related news, starting with Tom Hanks snaps at a fan. Tom Hanks has a reputation for being one of Hollywood's nicest men, but even he has his limits. The two-time Oscar winner shouted back the off after a fan nearly knocked over his wife, Rita Wilson, while asking for selfies. The couple was leaving a restaurant in New York yesterday evening when a small group of fans gathered around them. At once, the fans surrounded Tom and Rita to take photographs with the superstar. As the two tried to get away, Rita was aggressively shoved by a fan, and she stumbled and almost fell. She yelled out for them to stop. Tom was understandably taken aback and confronted the audience, shouting, "My wife," and started swearing at them. In the video footage, he can be seen screaming, "Knocking over my wife?" And you know what? We don't really blame him. The couple was escorted to their car by their security guards as the fans apologized to them. We understand that fans get excited to see their favorite celebrities, but this kind of behavior is really not acceptable. Oh, and it was literally Tom Hanks. All you had to do was ask nicely. Next, Austin Butler can't help talking like Elvis. Austin Butler is Hollywood's next superstar as he shines as Elvis in the new biopic, and apparently he's having a hard time letting it go. In a recent interview with E.T., the actor revealed that he still does his twangy impersonation subconsciously. He said at this point, he keeps asking people if this is his actual voice because he feels like it is. He stated that it was just one of those things that were triggered by certain things. He said that he'd been living in this role for 2 years now while doing nothing else, and now he just can't help it. It was all-consuming and became a fiber of his being. Whoa, we gotta admit, that's some commitment to the role. And finally, Priscilla Presley shares her thoughts on Elvis. Elvis Presley is back in the spotlight thanks to Baz Luhrmann's biopic. Wait, was he ever not? Still, everybody is talking about him. And just a few days ago, Priscilla Presley shared her thoughts on the new film and her beloved ex-husband. She told ABC News that she adored him and she didn't know anybody who didn't. They were married for 6 years. She continued to talk fondly about the king of rock and roll and said that he was always fun to be with and had a contagious laugh. Priscilla recalled that the two had fun everywhere they went. The actress was also full of praises for Austin Butler, calling the 30-year-old actor's portrayal unbelievable. She mentioned that the entire time she was watching the movie, she was thinking of her ex-husband and really wished he could watch this film. She said he would have really loved the movie as it showed exactly who he is, what his dreams were, and what he was striving for. She also revealed that she was pleasantly surprised by Olivia de Jonge's portrayal of her in the film. She called it strange, seeing her life and relationship unfold on the big screen, but she admitted that she was very happy that the movie showed her as caring and sensitive. Priscilla recalled that things got increasingly frightening as time went by for Elvis. She called it heartbreaking that he couldn't admit that he had a problem. Despite the inevitable tragedy at the end of the movie, reviews have mentioned that it's the chemistry between this iconic couple that's at the heart of the film. The movie is set to be released on the 24th of June. Don't forget to watch it. That's a wrap for this video. What are your thoughts on the fan outrage over Tom Hanks' recent viral video? Don't you guys think people need to stop assuming the worst when it comes to stuff like this? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.